For nearly half a century, the world's top strength athletes have convened here at the sport's premier championship. The tough, the gritty, and ultimately, the strongest. Up next, 6 of the best begin their quest for a spot in this year's World's Strongest Man final. One of them, the defending champion and overwhelming favourite. Will Canada's Mitchell Hooper continue the dominance he displayed in 2023 and take home the title once again? Or will he be challenged by a group that includes a steely veteran and 4 hungry and highly talented first-timers? The SBD World's Strongest Man is next.
Good luck, fishes. Welcome, everybody, to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, here at the heart of the Grand Strand, this 60-mile stretch of golden beaches that not only features great fishing, but also this week, the 2024 SBD World's Strongest Man. Eddie Hall, the 2017 champion, is here with us. Eddie, got qualifying Group 2 today, which also features a pretty big cast, including the reigning champion, Mitchell Hooper.
Yeah, Mitchell Hooper, he is on fire. Since his appearance at World's Strongest Man in 22, 15 competitions since, 15 podiums, 8 of those are wins, and 3 of those wins are the last 3 competitions.
Good Lord, no question he's one of the favourites today. There are 2 qualifying spots up for grabs. The other men in this group are Nicholas Cambi of Italy, Andre Foitu, just 22 years of age, out of the Czech Republic, Spencer Remick of the USA, the giant Welshman Gavin Bilton, and a very interesting figure from San Antonio, Texas, Austin Andrade, who's bidding to become the first Mexican athlete to reach the World's Strongest Man final. Austin Andrade, you're keeping a special eye on him, Eddie.
I am. He looks like the Mexican Eddie Hall. Is a good-looking guy, eh? And coincidentally, whatever events I was good at back in the day, he seems to be good at.
And there were quite a few of those, weren't there, Eddie?
1 or 2, yeah.
All right, then. Let's check out his Austin powers and how Group 2 gets on. Over to our commentators, Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Well, thank you, James. Thank you, Eddie. Danny Wallace here alongside strongman aficionado extraordinaire Colin Bryce as Group 2 begins their competition with the first of 6 events, and it's the Webster stones.
Yes, indeed. These unevenly weighted stones, 250 pounds and 300 pounds, have to be picked up, carried down the 20-meter course over 60 foot, but then you just keep on going. Turn around as far as you can go.
First out in the Webster stones.
A 10-second drop is allowed, Danny.
Yes, just one of them, of course. And Spencer Remick, second time at World's Strongest Man, the American,
Representing
will be going head-to-head against, well, Eddie Hall was talking about him, wasn't he? One to watch. Andrade, first time here, wants to be Mexico's first champion.
He's got a monstrous deadlift like Eddie Hall as well. Picking these stones up shouldn't be too hard. Darren Sadler, referee, gets us underway. Head referee Magnus Fair Magnusson on the other side, keeping his eyes on Spencer Remick's lane. How far will they carry it before they go down the first time? So far, so good. Almost neck and neck. Perhaps Andrade just ahead, but now Remick picking up the pace. He's got into the swing of things, and well, he's a bit tilted there, isn't he, Andrade, the Mexican, now to the first 20-meter mark and turns. Ooh!
Well, that's down for Remick. He's got up to 10 seconds to rest. Not a huge amount of time. He has to pick those up again. Giving Andrade, well, I was going to say a little bit of space. Now, Remick right behind him again.
5, 6, ready, 7.
Andrade picking up. Doesn't like the look of that, does he? Down goes Remick, that's it for him. Giving Andrade a target.
He's gone past him just.
Just an inch or 2, but that'll do. Being surveyed by Mitchell Hooper.
27.79 meters. Let's hear it.
I wonder what he's thinking. 27.79, not bad. Second place at the moment.
While the Mexican manages 29.59 meters.
Great start for him. In the end, those stones, you can see them clipping his knees, and that's what took him down.
So we move on.
Next up, in the Webster Stones, representing
To the
Great
Brit,
Britain,
Gavin Bilton from Wales.
Bilton.
Rugby player, soldier, looks like an 80s New York cop.
Representing Italy,
Up against Italy's Cambi. The debutante. Sometimes it works in their favour, Colin.
Yes, it does. But sometimes it doesn't. Certainly in the first heat it did. Tristan Hoeth was amazing. Managing to beat some very experienced men. But here we go then. Probably the biggest man in the contest up against the lightest in Nicholas Cambi. And he looks like he's struggling a bit here, Cambi. The man from, well, he actually lives near Boston, but was born in Florence in Italy.
He's a little unsteady on his feet, isn't he? He's very awkward, uneven stones, but Bilton just a picture of discipline. Well, Cambi has those 10 seconds to reset.
You think about it, if a shopping bag weighs, what, maybe 10 pounds? The heavier of the two stones is like having 30 shopping bags in one hand alone.
Yeah, that's it for Cambi. Did well not to drop that on his ankle. Bilton, one more go.
Oh. Can he get anywhere near that 29 metres for what we saw in the first pair? I don't think so. Remember, each length's about 20 metres. I think he may well slot into third.
With a distance of 14.69
Well, a solid showing
meters
from the Welshman.
Let's hear it for Nicholas Cambi.
Cambi, 14.69. Some way behind Bilton.
25.27 meters.
25.27 puts him in third.
Gavin Bilton.
Yes, indeed. A few metres behind the first pair. And suddenly a bit of disappointment crosses his face. This big Gav needed more than that, really. As this is a good event for him normally.
Yeah, still one pair to go though, and the 2023 champion is here to reclaim his title, to continue to be the reigning world's strongest man. Canada's Mitchell Hooper returns to begin his campaign when we return with the SBD World's Strongest Man.
CBS Sports Spectacular 2024 SBD World's Strongest Man is sponsored by SBD, proudly supporting the world's strongest athletes. Visit Myrtle Beach, 60 miles of where you belong. The WSM Store. Level up your strength. Power up with World's Strongest Man gear. And by Kanak. Beyond maximum security.
Well, welcome back to the continuation of the Webster Stones. And up next is the returning champ, Mitchell Hooper. Let's hear from him in his SBD Power Profile.
My name is Mitchell Hooper. I'm 28 years old. I'm 6'3", 325 pounds, and I'm from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. Did I miss anything? We are here to watch me win the World's Strongest Man again. One interesting fact about me, I have never lost an event when I have a mark to beat when it's an event for distance. I'm undefeated in those style of events, and I think the mental fortitude to be able to carry things that little bit further when your lungs are burning, your legs are burning, and you're just trying to put one foot in front of the other, that's when I hit my best. The grit is something that only comes out in competition, and I think people can easily mistake my demeanor and my smiles as a lack of toughness and grit, but when it comes down to it and when push comes to shove, you find out who has it and who doesn't. I just hate to lose. I'm just a hyper-competitive individual to a fault. When someone does something, the only thing that I think is, I could do that better. And that's what I set out to do. This is my job, and I will break before I give up.
It's sore, but it's there.
I want my legacy to rest with who I am, not how many titles I've won or what my physical accomplishments are. I'm more interested in who I can be remembered for as a person, as someone with a mission to help improve people's physical and mental health, to inspire them to be healthier in body and in mind. And if I can do that, I'll be able to rest easy.
Next up, in the Webster Stones, representing Canada, the reigning SBD World's Strongest Man, Mitchell Hooper!
Well, here he is. Mitchell Hooper. Super Hooper.
Representing the Czech Republic, Ondřej Vojtu.
First time here, couldn't really be going up against a more intimidating person than Mitchell Hooper, the reigning world's strongest man.
Oh, Well, the good news for Foytu is this is his favourite event. He came 4th at Europe's Strongest Man, but he won the stone carry, so Hooper's got a good running hair in Foytu next to him. He's only 22 years old, but Hooper, he's kind of in his own race. He may well be in his own race for this entire World's Strongest Man. He is the reigning champion, and he's off down the second length here, looking great.
No real signs of weakening. Maybe now he's going to need a little rest, but then you can say that about Hooper and just be proved wrong immediately, as I am.
Up to the 40-metre mark and gets there. Little stumble, but he looked like he put him down on purpose. Foytu hits the 40, drops them as well. Are they going to go on? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Incredible sportsmanship there, both winning.
Sportsmanship or a little deal has been done.
For Andre Foytu and Mitchell
Slightly
Hooper.
suspicious there. Mitchell Hooper managed 40 metres, and so did Foytu.
Well, that's their right. They can go as far as they want, but they're both giving up the chance of a first place and sharing points. Perhaps Hooper didn't want to take it any further than he had to, knowing quite how tough Foytu is at this.
Well, maybe he'll reveal all to James and Eddie now.
Reigning world's strongest man, Mitchell Hooper, is back in the house. And once again, Mitchell, you've begun in winning fashion.
Yeah, that's 3 years in a row winning the first event, but it is just the first event.
Okay, but it's important to get a good start. Lay down a bit of a marker.
For sure, because now I'll be going last with Andre on the deadlift ladder. So you'll be able to see what people's times are, how many bars, changes strategy a lot, and when you start in the lead, you can save a lot of energy.
The Moose is the man to beat this year. Eddie, I know you've been looking at where there might be a possible weakness. What news have you got for Mitchell's rivals?
Jeez. I don't think there is any weakness, and I've been trying to speak to Mitchell behind the scenes and like draw something out of him. I don't think there is one. Did I see a live stream yesterday though, where you said you want to get the record for the most wins in the heats, in the final, like you want to win all the events?
I play a lot of games with myself, and just different ways to stay motivated. I've got a big mark to chase. I think Brian's in the lead right now, and miles ahead. But those long-term goals are important to be as motivated as possible throughout the whole competition.
So that's one down, one event win down. That's what he means.
Well, you got 8 out of 11 at last year's event where you became world's strongest man. Next up, it's the deadlift ladder. How are you at that?
I won that in 2022 pretty convincingly. Deadlifts have been going great, so things could go wrong, but barring any unusual circumstances, it should be another good finish.
Was that sportsmanship there? Obviously, you tied on that first event. Did you have an agreement beforehand, or what went on?
No agreement, nothing like that, but in an event like this, you can rip the nails off your thumb. So for me, 40 meters secured at least second place points. I'm sure Andre was thinking much the same. Although it's not direct pressure on your thumb, when we got deadlifts in a few hours, you don't want to do that with bloody thumbs and one thumbnail. So I think we just both had similar strategy.
Mitchell, it's been an amazing year for you, conquering this tournament, getting married, having a child. Just incredible stuff. Amazing to see you back here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Moose, Mitchell Hooper.
So the rookie Foytu ties for first in the opening event with the reigning champ Mitchell Hooper. Another rookie, Andrade from Mexico, takes third, and American Spencer Remick, fourth. One of the most grueling tests in strength athletics, the deadlift ladder, when we return to Myrtle Beach and the continuation of Group 2's qualifying round at the SBD World's Strongest Man. Well, welcome back to sunny Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the athletes of Group 2 will continue their campaign with the second event, the deadlift ladder. Colin, tell me everything you know.
Well, things really heat up here. The deadlift is one of the classic events in strongman. They have to lift 5 barbells, getting heavier and heavier, starting at 660 pounds, going all the way up to 840 pounds if they get there. 60 seconds on the clock. This is how it went down in the first pair. Nicholas Camby did 4 bars. Couldn't quite get the 5th one up. So too Gavin Bilton, but a little bit quicker in 38 seconds.
Next out at the deadlift ladder, representing Mexico.
We move on then.
Austin Andrade.
Andrade. Eddie Hall's one to watch, as we've established.
Representing the United States, Spencer
Against Spencer Remick. Currently in fourth.
Yes, the official Strongman Games champion against the winner of the World's Strongest Latino competition that was held in Portugal. And great power there from Andrade. The whole stage shakes as he drops that weight. He is incredibly powerful in the lower back, just like his lookalike Eddie Hall.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's why Eddie has such affection for him. On to 750. Manages that with no problem.
Andrade lives in Texas, went to university in Colorado. He's a great wrestler as well as footballer. The strongman's really where he's found himself, and he's on to that fifth one. Remick's up to the fourth. He's actually fairly quick, but Andrade, this will be huge if he gets it.
This to take the lead. And he manages it. That's a great result for the Mexican.
A little psyched with that one.
Well, Remick managed 4, but wow.
53.52. Let's hear it for Spencer Remick.
53.52 puts him in fourth so far in this event, but the leader
in a time of 51.14. The new leader of the deadlift ladder.
51.14 for Andrade.
That's a great marker to put out there. Let's see if Mitchell Hooper and Andre Foytu can get anywhere near that. And expect Hooper to. He is one of the best deadlifters in the world, but that was impressive, no doubt.
Next up in the deadlift ladder, the reigning SBD World's Strongest Man, Mitchell Hooper.
And of course we expect great things.
Representing the Czech Republic,
up once more against
Andre
Foytu.
Well, Foytu's a great stone carrier. Not so sure about deadlifter. He's only 22 years old. But he's as quick as Hooper there on the first one. He's doing his best to keep up with the world's strongest man on the right there. He's just won everything this year, Hooper. He seems unstoppable.
I mean, even if you look at his name at the bottom of the screen, Hooper can, it should be his motto.
That's great, I like that. Here we go then. He's on to 840. Foytu trying to get the fourth one up. Ooh, yes. Just. And look at that.
Goodness me, what a time.
That could have gone to 400 and 420. He'd still be there.
With 4 bars in a time of 32.
Well, a great showing from Foytu.
For Andre Foytu.
32.5 seconds. 4 bars.
5 bars, an incredible time of 36.54.
All 5. 36.54. Canada's unstoppable Mitchell Hooper.
Well, it's not quite as quick as what he did in Sacramento on exactly the same event 2 years ago, but it's very close indeed. He wasn't pushed, so a great result for Hooper.
Well, the reigning champ Hooper has taken the sole lead with 11.5 points, 2 points over Foytu in second. Andrade close third, however, with 9. Now, when only carrying a super heavy sack isn't enough, well, throwing it over a 4-foot hurdle and then told to pick it up again and load it down a 20-meter course, well, that should keep you satisfied. This is World's Strongest Man, the third event, when we return. Stay in the know with CBS Sports HQ, a 24/7 free network that brings you the latest news, picks, scores and highlights from all the sports you love. Watch CBS Sports HQ anywhere, anytime, all the time. Welcome back to the 2024 SBD World's Strongest Man here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where Group 2 begins their third event, the Sandbag Steeplechase.
Well, get ready for a world of pain, Danny. 3 sandbags have to be carried down a 6-segment course, 10-meter segments each one of them. You have 75 seconds in which to do it.
Up at the Sandbag Steeplechase,
it's going to be a lung buster.
Representing Italy, Nicholas Cambi.
Well, the Italian, Cambi.
Representing the United States,
going head-to-head with the American Spencer Remick. Maybe Cambi more in his comfort zone with this one.
Ready? Well, he should be. He's won the 105-kilogram World Championships a few times, but he's stepped up to heavyweight. Let's see how his body weight is, and he's... Oh, I was about to say he had a sore bicep in warm-up, and that's not good.
Something's happened here with Cambi. and it's not good.
Spencer Remick's over that first hurdle, no problem. That's the second segment done, up onto the platform at 20 meters. Darren Sadler just checking with him. I hope he hasn't torn it. But that's the end of his contest.
And that's a shame for Canby. Remick having to just remain focused. But of course, he's got no one to race now. No one to set a pace with.
Well, we've seen from the first heat that if you get all 6 segments done, you've done really well in 75 seconds. Right now, he's on for the third one. He's got about 25 seconds left. He could do this. Let's see what his fitness is like.
He's getting some encouragement from the sidelines from fellow strongmen. With just about 10 seconds left to throw this over, pick it up and place it.
Oh, he's running out of gas, isn't he?
I don't think it's going to. Oh, that's it. That's all he can do.
He will get a measurement, though, for that 5th segment on time. So it was worth him doing that.
With 5 segments in a time of 1:06.41. Give it up
Spencer Remick.
for Spencer Remick.
And his 5 segments in 1:06.5.
Well, sometimes it's not always about winners, it's about survivors in strongman. Let's hope this isn't the last we see of Nick Canby. He'll be off to the doctors to see if he can get it fixed. As for Spencer Remick, well, that's our lead distance on time so far, 5 in 66 seconds.
Well, Canby was checked out. He's going to be okay.
Next up at the Sandbag steeplechase, representing Great Britain,
We move on
Gavin Bilton.
Giant Welshman Gavin Bilton, 2-time runner-up, Britain's strongest man.
Representing the Czech Republic, Ondřej
Up against a
Vojtu.
debutant, Vojtu. Did so well in that. Webster's Stones up against Mitchell Hooper.
Ready? Hands off.
And another real competitor in Bilton here.
Well, these are 2 big, burly men. And these are some heavy sacks that will really sap your energy. A big Gav, he's shot punted over there, doesn't he? Tries to get a few extra feet just with the push. Is it a good tactic? We'll find out.
Now, the sack is allowed to roll off the platform.
That's right, yes, it is. It doesn't have to stay on there. As long as it's deemed to have gone on, if it goes on and over, that's okay. Now then, this very awkward triangular-shaped sack. Big Gav, he doesn't jump underneath too quickly. He could just go round, you know. Ooh.
Oh, okay. That was a bit too much for Gavin Bilton, perhaps in this heat as well.
Yeah, it's nearly 90 degrees today, and it's starting to sap the energy from these guys. I don't think Bilton's getting up again. Vojtu continues on with this last sack. He's got plenty of time. I think he's going to do all 6 segments.
Well, all 6. At just about 1:03. Trashing the former time, just 5. Bilton really struggling though. Just to be heat exhaustion, his wife with him.
With 6 segments in a time of
But
1:02.91.
well,
Give it
all
up
6
for
segments.
Ondřej Vojtu.
1:02.91 puts him very much in the lead.
Great effort there from Vojtu. We still have 1 pair to come. That'll be a hard time to beat. Big Gav, though, off to the medical tent, just like Canby. Well, he's inside the ice bath, trying to cool down. When you're 400 pounds in this blazing sunshine, it's not easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last man out at the Sandbag steeplechase, representing Mexico.
Well,
Austin
Andrade has to keep focused, move forward in this event, which has already claimed 2 scalps.
SBD World's Strongest Man,
And Mitchell Hooper.
This is the kind of event he just eats up. He might be unbelievably strong, but he also carries with him great fitness. He was a former marathon runner, believe it or not, and not that long ago.
And a golfer as well, wasn't he? And look at his speed.
Oh, tremendous golfer, yeah, long driver in particular.
Oh, yes, some of those balls we'll never seen again. Look at this. Hooper using his speed.
He is just an extraordinary man, he really is.
Look at this, he's already re-chalked. Watch him, he's just going to throw this. Yep.
That's got to be sacked for distance world record in the middle of this.
He's just allowing physics to do half the job for him. Re-chalks again, smart.
Oh, he's very bright. There's no doubt about it. Mitchell Hooper, his brain power certainly adds to his strength and his ability to win contests. The last one, though, not very easy to throw that one. The big triangle.
Well, 102.91 to beat. I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, pretty comfortably.
Goodness me.
Well, we'll get the time at the end. It was about 55 seconds, perhaps. And Andrade, if he can just keep this pace going, he might stand a chance. He's got the fifth over, the fifth segment. I don't think he's going to do this. He's probably just going to waste energy now.
Yeah, call it a day. There you go. Well, great work from Andrade.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
I'm being told that as well by Hooper.
Yes, a barely out of breath Mitchell Hooper. Reminds me a bit of Mariusz Pudzianowski in the old days. He would do events and then just walk off casually.
To the time of 1:05.09. Give it up for Austin Andrade.
While others are struggling, and here we go. Third place then for Andrade, his 5 segments.
The winner of the Sandbag.
But was it ever in doubt, really?
Give it up for
you give this guy a marker, he will beat it. Mitchell Hooper wins the Sandbag steeplechase, and impressively.
Yeah, give him a marker and he will thrash it, more like. That was very impressive, especially that one when he just lobbed the Sandbag for distance.
Well, 17.5 points solidifies Hooper's lead. 3 points over Foytu in second, Andrade in third. Gavin Bilton very sadly had to withdraw from the competition. And for the next event, it's over to James and Eddie.
Well, event 4 here at Myrtle Beach is the Globe Viking Press. The athletes are going to feel the weight of the world on their shoulders here because we put on top of the Viking Press 330 pounds of it. These globes, which are going to reflect the iconic symbology of World's Strongest Man. Eddie Hall's here too, bit of a symbol himself. Eddie, this piece of equipment, the Viking Press, must bring back some memories for you.
It sure does. This was an event at the World's Strongest Man final 2017, the year I won.
Indeed. Abdul Bjornsson, if I recall, had gone out first and done a whopping 14 reps, and then you came along and did 15.
I did.
Well, you made it look easy that day, but it's anything but. Why?
Well, I mean, just look at the narrowness of the handles. The guys have got to fit in here firstly, pick it up, got to find the position with it. Are they going to use the shoulders, going to use the triceps, and then also leg timing as well. It's very difficult.
Okay, what's the issue with double dipping?
So with the legs, you're allowed to press, but then if you press and catch it like that, that's deemed as a no lift.
You must get that rep.
No, and that's quite common with these guys to do that.
Well, you've certainly seen that once or twice. Very good. That is the Globe Viking Press, and it's coming up when we return on the SBD World's Strongest Man.
Well, welcome back to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the athletes of Group 2 are about to begin their 4th event, the Globe Viking Press.
These giant steel globes have to be pressed overhead for as many reps as possible in 60 seconds. 330 pounds of weight. Like Atlas from Greek mythology, who will have the strength to hold the world overhead? Nicholas Camby, recovering from the bicep, is the leader with 13 reps at the moment.
Next up at the Globe Viking Press, representing
As we
the
move on
United States,
Spencer Remick, the American. He will be going head-to-head in the Globe Viking
Mexico,
Press against Austin Andrade from Mexico.
Andrade very powerful in the shoulders, that's for sure. Spencer Remick, an all-rounder. He'll put in a good performance, I'm sure.
Down. Down.
Well,
Down.
that's interesting.
Down.
Listen to how synchronized they are.
This is synchronized pressing.
Down.
And now one of them just inching forward.
Down.
And that's Andrade. But for a second, in perfect synchronicity.
Remick's in the lead, and then Andrade catches. They've both gone down at 10. That was probably in their mind. They can rest now and go ahead and attack it again. Just over 20 seconds left. 13 reps by Nicholas Camby is what they are chasing.
Down.
Well, Remick now on 12. Andrade as well. 10 seconds. And Remick needs one more to pull ahead.
I thought Andrade would be worth more. Come on! No, doesn't use his legs very well. Remick can't hit it for one more either. But 13 it is then. Drawing equal with Camby.
With 12
there was a real battle there, wasn't it, between Andrade and Remick? And his 12 puts him in third.
With 13 reps, let's hear it for
and
Spencer
tying for the lead.
Remick.
Spencer Remick managed that 13.
Andrade, his triceps seemed to burn out a little bit earlier than Spencer Remick. I really thought he was going to win this between the two of them. The seasoned veteran Remick looks really solid there.
Last up at the Globe Viking Press.
The final pair then for the
Czech Republic,
Viking Press.
Ondřej Vojtu.
Vojtu.
Representing Canada, the reigning SBD World Strongest Man.
And it says it all, doesn't it?
Mitchell Hooper.
Mitchell Hooper.
The world's strongest man.
They're not booing, by the way. They're saying Moose.
Yes, indeed. So Moose closest to us. Vojtu on the far side, who is a world record holder at junior level in log press. So the guy can press, that's for sure.
Well, look at the speed of both men. It does seem that, you know, going up against Hooper should be a huge challenge, but it's kind of an inspiration to Vojtu.
Very much so.
Well, we're blasting through 13. On to 14 for Hooper.
14, he takes the nod, he's happy with that. He's not even interested in whether Vojtu's going to do more. He's probably going to save his shoulders. Yes, he's done 15s. He's going to take an event win. Well done, Vojtu.
With 14 reps, give it up from Mitchell.
I think he could have done more, though.
I think he could have done more, and Hooper as well, but it's smart to save you energy.
Yes, indeed. Mitchell Hooper.
Of the Globe Viking Press, representing the Czech
well, he
Republic
takes that event. Good for him. 15 reps in the Globe Viking Press. Vojtu.
He's the winner of this, and that's the applause from Mitchell Hooper. So I think Hooper's done some wise saving of energy there.
Well, Vojtu is with James and Eddie now.
That was a magnificent performance. You're closing in on Mitchell Hooper in first place, but you're also already guaranteed at least a stone-off place in this, your first ever World's Strongest Man. It's incredible, Andre.
Thank you. Seeing the groups announced and seeing that Mitch Hooper is in my event, in my group, I always knew it was going to be a battle for the stone-off. And getting there quite comfortably now I'm pretty happy with that.
I can imagine. You're the only man here born this millennium, Andre. Your rise has been meteoric.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit funny talking to some of the guys backstage, seeing that age-wise they could be my dad. So, yeah.
Do you remember Eddie Hall when he won World's Strongest Man?
Yeah, definitely. He was one of the people I started watching, and one of the guys I tried to copy everything from when I started.
He's not doing a bad job, Eddie.
Doing a great job. 22 years of age, and you're here now, and you're hanging with the likes of Mitchell Hooper, and you're going to go in the stone-off. So you've got a very good chance of going into the final. How does it feel to be here with your idols, your heroes, and hanging with them and beating them?
Yeah, I'm still starting to cope with the emotions. I think it's all going to get to me once I get back home. But still unbelievable. Can't believe it yet.
Next up for you, it's the car walk. How is that for you?
Well, it's not one of my favorite events, but seeing the points, I don't think I'm going to have to do my best to be able to get into the stone-off now. So pretty happy with that.
Okay, magnificent stuff. Every reason to be delighted with your performance so far. Ondřej Vojtu, everybody.
So Hooper continues to hold his top spot on the leaderboard with 22.5 points, Vojtu with 20.5 and Andrade with 15. Well, they look to be clear contenders for the stone-off, but one more event remains to decide. There's gasoline, there's electric, but a strongman knows the best way to power a car is with muscles. It's a World's Strongest Man original, the car walk, when we return to the SBD World's Strongest Man.
Coming up next, we're set for a big race in the Bay Area. The Sail GP Season 4 Grand Final San Francisco is here on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
And we're back with a World's Strongest Man classic event. Very much a strongman catwalk, the car walk.
Yes, indeed, 1,000 pounds on their back once they've lifted it up. Then they've got to jog down a 20-meter course over 60 foot. The fastest time wins, or you get a distance if you don't make it. As for Nicholas Camby, he came out on his own. He finished the course in 35.6 seconds, but Gavin Bilton, with heat exhaustion, had to pull out.
So we move on to the next pair, and it's Remick against Andrade. Let's meet Andrade in his SBD power profile.
Austin Andrade, 30 years old, 6'2", 390 pounds, representing Mexico. I'm here, I want to be the world's strongest man. I want to show the world that Latino people are strong as the rest. I just think we haven't had the most opportunity to come out to a big stage, on the world stage, and show our strength, so but here I am to do that.
Well, some people say he's the Mexican Eddie Hall. I don't see the resemblance.
Growing up, my life's always been school and sports. You know, if I wasn't at practice, I was at school. And then once that came to an end in my college career, I needed a competitive outlet, and I found strongman. And I was able to pour all my competitiveness into the sport, and now I'm here. In terms of wrestling, that sport taught me grit, to be hard to kill. And you know, same thing with strongman. There's nothing's easy that we do, so I think that's what I found the pleasure in it too. I think the biggest mistake, you know, anyone can make is thinking they made it. I definitely don't think that, unless I'm standing on top of that podium. Anytime that the whistle blows, you know, I'm there 100% to make it to the finals, or it's the first event, whatever it is, it's gonna be 100%. But I think that's the key in my training, is to know I haven't made it, and nor will I unless I'm standing at the top of the podium. So that's what's my motivation.
Next up at the car walk,
Very much
representing Mexico,
Mexican Eddie Hall, the Mexican Beast, that's what we can call him. Seems unfair though, such a lovely fella. He'll be taking on Spencer Remick.
Spencer Remick!
We needed a can opener to get both men in these cars. So Remick against the Mexican Beast. And they're off.
Yeah, the pickup's all vital, and both men getting a very good pickup. Accelerating away here, going through the gears, if you like. Ooh, I'm afraid the Mexican Beast is wobbling about a little bit. Remick showing his experience here. Towards the line, 20 seconds has come and gone.
Well, there you go, Remick. Very, very good time. And also a good time from Andrade.
Put your hands together for Austin
Andrade definitely beat Nick Camby's time. Probably going into second place then. And, you can feel it for Remick. He's one of these guys who never quite gets to show off what he's worth here at World's Strongest Man, but maybe that was it. Currently second there, Andrade, 24 seconds.
20.87. Let's hear it for Spencer Remick.
So 20.87 for the American. Fast time. Sets a benchmark for the likes of Hooper.
Yes, and Foytu as well. Those two have just cruised through, watching everyone else, and then coming in and doing better in the final pair. Can they do it again?
Representing the Czech Republic, Ondrej.
That's the old question, isn't it? How many strong men can you fit into a beetle?
Representing Canada,
the answer is one.
The reigning SBD World's Strongest Man, Mitchell.
So Foytu against Hooper.
Well, he's only 2 points ahead of Foytu coming into this. This is the 5th event. And, assuming Hooper stays ahead of Foytu here, he will go straight through to the World's Strongest Man final. My goodness! Oh! Did he stall? What's going on here?
More mind games from the Hooper-Foytu combo.
Well. Let me try and figure out what's going on here. Hooper has basically been handed the automatic placement by Foytu, who clearly doesn't want to fight for it, has decided he's not going to beat Mitchell, and he decides to take the stone off with as much energy as possible. That's what's gone on there. Qualified for the final, Mitchell Hooper goes directly through what was an incredibly fast 5 meters. Saving his energy there, Danny.
I mean, I wouldn't watch that on pay-per-view. But it's a smart game he's playing. A brain game. Mitchell Hooper's off to the final. 3 points ahead of second in the overall standings. Foytu and Austin Andrade will now face off in the stone-off for the remaining spot in the final. Those two when we return.
CBS Sports Spectacular 2024 SBD World's Strongest Man is sponsored by SBD, proudly supporting the world's strongest athletes. The WSM Store. Level up your strength. Power up with World's Strongest Man gear. Visit Myrtle Beach, 60 miles of where you belong. And by Connect, beyond maximum security.
Well, we're nearly ready to present the next ticket to the 2024 final. But it's all going to be decided in this event, Colin. The stone-off.
310 pounds, the first stone, and it goes all the way up to 440 pounds for the sixth stone. Two men go in head-to-head, second place and third place. Whoever lifts one more than the other comes out the other side in the final.
So Andrade, representing Mexico, takes on Foytu. Both men having done so well today. Explosive, surprising.
So the man in third place, that is his handicap. He must start this off and get it over. If he weren't to get it over, he would lose. Now Foytu just has to get it back, and they move on to the next stone. The weight goes up and up. Magnus Fair Magnusson there, keeping an eye on it, giving them 20 seconds per man per stone.
Both men careful to make sure that that pine resin on their arms and fingers is evenly distributed. These balls get slippy.
I've heard a few people saying, and I've been asked a few times, why don't they just shove it at each other? Push it really hard and make it harder for the other guy. Well, it's because A, that would be unsporting, and B, the actual time doesn't begin until Magnus is happy that they've got a fair go at it. So actually, it would just waste time.
We move on to the fourth stone. And Andrade, very composed.
You know what? He sees this as his secret event. He said to me, if he can make the stone off, no one's beating him. As for Foytu, well, we know how good he's been in all the other events, and he's only 22, so he could be absolute dynamite at this as well. Andrade, just in 2 steps, gets it to the knees, replaces his grip and goes for it. Certainly looks very comfortable, and that's, well, 420 pounds, that stone. And we move on to the Big Daddy, the final stone. And if they both get this over, Danny, we just keep on going until one man cannot.
Which is why it's so important that they're keeping this kind of measured response, keeping that focus. If you make a mistake, well, the pressure is really on.
Yes, if it slips out your grip once, you maybe have time to re-grip it. A second time, though, no way. 20 seconds is over. So you've really got to try and get a good grip first time, and 440 pounds, and it's the sheer circumference of this huge stone ball.
Well, Andrade returns it. Foytu is going to want to get that back as fast as possible. But not slipping up.
Ooh, gets it up there.
It's not looking as comfortable now, is it, for Foytu?
Gets it over, though. That's 2 reps apiece at 440 pounds. Number 3, the knocking out reps at 440. This is incredible.
Well, Andrade making good use of his power belly.
Yes, it almost gives him a ledge just to launch it with his hips. Is it coming back from Foytu?
Oh, this doesn't
or
look
is
good
it
for Foytu.
Ooh,
that could have been a lot worse for Foytu. But as it is, it's bad enough.
That's it, time's up.
Time is up. Andrade showing good sportsmanship, checking on Foytu. Disappointed man, and a delighted one.
Catches him at the last, Andrade. Absolutely pumped with that. And he was right. That really was his trump card, the stones. Foytu, well, he's only 22. I'm sure we'll see him a few times more.
Yeah, well, Foytu played smart and strong. But this guy's going to the final.
Top 10 in the world, baby. I can lift some stones. Don't get it wrong. That's where I belong.
Oh, massive news for the Latin American world as they've got a WSM finalist in Austin Andrade. Impressive as well. He has all the power to do well in the top 10. And now he and Mitchell Hooper will be there.
Absolutely, Hooper and Andrade, your finalists from Group 2. The rookie Foytu showed much promise, just couldn't seal the deal. And the American Remick in 4th. So 4 athletes have secured their place in the World's Strongest Man final. 6 more yet to find their path through the toughest event in strength athletics. Join us next time on CBS Sports Network when Group 3 begins their journey. For James Richardson, Eddie Hall and Colin Bryce, I'm Danny Wallace. In association with 45 Live, this has been a presentation of CBS Sports.